Kenny Omega wants to take it slow before going back full-time, with the idea of easing into a full-time schedule down the line and hoping everything holds up. So basically, he's like, I'm done. I got a few left in me. So I don't know. Shout out Omega. But damn, I really wanted him to go to WWE eventually. I know some people scoff and laugh at that. But yeah, this is Meltzer also saying this. So he could be trying to like work the storyline for Tony Khan as well. And then maybe, who knows? But I don't know. I hope everything holds up too. Because that's like not good to be saying, right now. And it just shows you, dude, that style's crazy.
Well, he could probably go to the WWE and work as a dancer like Naomi. I mean, that would...
they put him in some glowy and
yeah, he'd be close to that. I mean, I'm sorry at this point. Omega, like 5% understands how to put a match together more than your average like spot monkey guy. Like I don't get it. There's more than enough dudes that have existed from that time that do what he does better. And I don't know. I do not understand all the hype that is attached to him. After seeing the match that he had with Bryan Danielson too, where I'm just like, oh, he didn't let this become a Bryan Danielson led match. This is just a Kenny Omega match featuring Bryan Danielson. I was like, oh yeah, this guy's not capable of doing what needs to be done. Like he can't lead a match. He can't follow. It's just, no thanks. Like it's just, but also at the same time, I will say he is a fantastically brilliant low-key artist. Just to get away with being like, all right, AEW doesn't need me right now. It's like, you don't believe that, dude. Come on.
Yeah. I think it's just working this whole shoot thing. Like he worked a shoot fight with Gabe Kidd as well, who's been like on AEW. So I think it's all just part of this story. But you had mentioned Danielson. According to the Observer as well, Danielson could be getting stem cell treatment. The last word, which was several weeks back, is that Danielson was going to first do stem cell treatments to see if that would allow him to avoid neck surgery.
You're going to put some dead babies in your neck to make you move.
Trust me, bruv. I landed on mine multiple times, bruv.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I just got back from taking a Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Well, you called it a Nia Jax in the chat now. Which is it? No.
Well, you know what? It started off as a Nia Jax, but once it started doing a couple of flips in the bowl, it became a Will Ospreay.
It comes out thin and fast. That's
right. And the other one's like,
and it just doesn't sell, guys. Whatever I do, it never seems to sell in the bowl.
Brandon Thurston says that he sees it's taken for granted that the Continental Classic was an undisputable TV ratings winner last year for AEW. That viewers put their money where their mouth was, which was the slogan Tony Khan used. What do you guys make of this blatant shilling?
Well, you see, I'm not a big maps and charts guy.
Yeah.
Because I'm American, so I don't do this. I don't believe in statistics. I just go with my gut, and that's how I do everything. No, come on. It's like the Continental Classic drew a big number for them. It's like, what's a big number for them? 10,000 more people, if that.
Than last year.
Yeah, it's
year over year. It's been in the toilet too, like in every metric. So
yeah, it's quite literally like I got 2 pickles on my sandwich, and then this year I got 3. It's not it's not like some sort of like, well, I guess it's a smashing success. It's like, well, how much was it? Like 25% more people? Was it 30% more people?
They think that treading water is successful.
Right. Not drowning is a victory to them. They're like, "Hey, we didn't gobble water and sink to the bottom of the pool." You're like, "Yeah, that's a win, I guess, in this situation." but that's what it is. Like, okay, the Continental Classic was this big smashing or whatever, blah blah blah. But now also, as a year later, we already looked at the 2 groups of people that are on there. We've already seen all these people wrestle like 100 times, with the exception of Ricochet.
I was just going to say, you never saw Ricochet wrestle yet. He's new here.
I've only seen Ricochet wrestle for 20 years.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's another one of these situations where there's not a lot of fresh matchups for this to become something that people are super pumped and, oh, I got to win this. And it's like, if this is supposed to be their version of King of the Ring, it's like, okay, I guess maybe, or it's some sort of New Japan thing. It's like, well, what do you actually get at the end of it? Is there something you get at the end of this? Do you get a title shot?
Well, there were
Do you
3
win
belts.
money? Like, what do you
Well,
win?
that's the thing. And at the end of the first one, it was like, you're the Triple Crown champion. And then Eddie Kingston won or some shit. I don't remember exactly, but either way, these belts got like merged into the Continental Championship that Okada has. So what they won at the end of the last one, what it culminated in this belt that Okada has, and then Okada's in this tournament again for what? Like, is every one of his matches a title defense, or it's just for points? And let's say he gets outpointed, does he just lose his belt, or is it not for the belt, or the winner gets a shot at his belt but he's in the tournament? It's so dumb. It's just not thought out, and it's just more of the contrived that won't get anyone over, including someone like Edge, who can affect TV ratings. And it's Edge, and Adam Copeland says he's ready to get back at it after being cleared to train. I can't wait to see him back, I guess. Not that it'll make a difference. We'll get Edge versus Bobby Lashley, and it's like, okay, we could have just saw this 6 years ago in WWE. Yeah. And then the last one here, we got Britt Baker comments on social media hate. And she says, it's tough because we live in a world where social media is so prominent. Social media fuels what we do. Essentially, we rely on it. But man, is it toxic. It's brutal. There's a whole population. There's a whole population of people on social media who just want to make you feel bad about yourself. It's crazy.
Yeah, thanks.
It's crazy. We live in a world where that's their mission. I'm going to wake up today, tweet 10 mean tweets to Britt. I'm going to take a lunch break, and then maybe I'll do 10 more. It's bizarre. What do you guys think? Go to Blue Sky then. No, just kidding.
well, this is the problem in this situation and it's the same exact thing that follows a lot of people that are on that platform. It's like, you have done that warrants people being to you. It's not for no reason. You know what I mean? Like the wild days of, the wild west days of YouTube, I should say. It used to be like, there'd be a picture of a baby blowing a bubble and there'd be racial slurs underneath it. You know what I mean? Like that was what YouTube used to be at one point. And then they obviously cleaned it up, and then in some people's opinions over-cleaned it. But that's when this is happening on Twitter, it's like, people are saying mean to you. And it's like, yes, but to what end? What did you do to merit this? Are you a terrible wrestler? Probably. I mean, are you a person that has a lot of bad following you? Yes. So it's like, it's not like people are randomly attacking like church moms and, people who are kissing puppies online or something. Like, it's like, you're kind of an asshole. That's why. It's not for no reason.
And she doesn't wrestle enough, man. Like, she just shows up, has a big match, and you can just see that she's regressing skill-wise in the ring over the years. And I don't even think it's her fault. Like, she isn't getting booked on shows. She could be out there getting indie dates, but why do that when Tony McConn's like, yeah, I'll fly you on my plane. Sorry, I mean, I'll fly you on my plane.
Yeah, that's why none of them have gotten better. And there's literally audio from when this company started of me saying, okay, but all of these people are not going to wrestle enough to ever improve. And 5.5 years, 6 years, potentially later, ta-da. Yeah. None of them have improved. If anything, a bunch of people who were actually at one point, very, very full of potential, dare I say, a guy like Adam Page, it's like, well, now he barely wrestles. So when you see him, you can tell he's rusty. Oh, but he does look great, blah, blah, blah. No, the guy's regressed. Whether you want to think so or not, he's regressed. And Darby Allin, who at one point was one of the best baby faces on the indies, if not the best baby face on the indies, has been reduced to like some guy on a Can't Kill Yourself video. And he's like, oh, when can I stick the toy car in my ass? Like, that's all he is now.
It's like where it's going, dude.
Yeah. And that's where, like, when you put him in a position to have a good match with a real worker, it's good. But other than that, he's a clown.
Right.
And the same thing happened to Britt.
But how can you improve if you're only working 1 day a week?
Right.
Exactly.
Or once a month, even once a month. A lot of these people, or once every year, like Britt.
Yeah, but how about the other stigma too? That if social media bothers you, turn it off.
Yeah, don't do it. Yeah.
How about that? How about the simplistic thing? Isn't it the same thing that we said to Ricochet? Isn't it the same thing that was said to the Young Bucks? Like, just turn it off. Go away. That's
don't
all.
do it. I mean, that's maybe one of the only things that Jon Moxley has ever done that's proved that he has 3 brain cells firing.
Yeah.
That he's like, I'm just not going to do that.
Right.
And people are like, well, why? And you're just like, well, he makes no more money doing it. And then he just feels like he's going to make $6 million or whatever amount of money from Tony Khan, whether he responds to tweets or not.
Yeah. He's already made 6
That's
at
the
least.
thing too, is like, if this stuff is really bothering you and it's not helping your career in any way, why are you doing it? Isn't it AEW's job to have their own PR people go out there and shill your matches and shill your upcoming events and stuff? I don't even know how that works with AEW. With WWE, it was clear that certain tweets got removed if somebody said something stupid, Braun, but and others, right? So it's like, I don't know. Britt Baker isn't exactly like you said, Joe, isn't exactly a princess or an angel. She's done some pretty shady, heinous in the back that we've heard from time to time. So the fact that she's receiving all this hate, it's well deserved,
Yeah.
Well, that's it too. It's like, it's this woe is me thing where it's like, well, I guess they're all just mean to me for no reason.